Howdy, my name is Bruce Miller. I want to introduce my top bar hive. I gleaned the information for this hive off of iTunes and a lot of people that are kind enough to share their knowledge of the bee industry, beekeeping industry, and I built my top bar hive. I call it a modified top bar hive. Modified in the sense that it has the same dimensions as a Langstroth, so the equipment can interact with each other. This particular one that I did, I put migratory hive tops on it, or hive cover. You could also go with telescoping. You would need to split the telescoping in order to operate this hive the way I have it designed. It does have a following board in the middle, right here, as you can see, to split the hive, so that the hive is actually, as it sits right here, two complete hives. There's an entrance on both sides. I have a landing board here with one entrance here, one on the other side. By making this compatible with Langstroth, we have the capability of putting a Langstroth hive body and frames on top. This allows the beekeeper to experience both types of beekeeping, in where he has natural comb in the top bar hive, and he has the ability to do foundation comb in the Langstroth hives on top. By having the following board in the middle, which it can move any direction you want it to, you can also either operate it as one hive and take that out and then put in more top bars, or you can just run it as two individual hives and stack your supers on top, or your deeps, depending on how big your hive is and what year, whether you're in your second year or first year. This also, in feeding the bees in a top bar hive, can be a little challenging. In this case, by being compatible to Langstroth, you have a feeder in the upper deep to feed the bees. Or you can have a hive top feeder, like this one, which is from Dayton, and it can go up here so you can feed the bees that way too. You can manipulate the bees in any direction with this type of system. If you're wanting to produce a queen, you can obviously put in the following board, split the hive in the top bar, and hopefully get your bees to produce a queen on the side that's without a queen. You could, if you got brood up in the upper deeps, obviously like a regular Langstroth, you could split the hive that way. Most people are familiar. I don't want to sound like I'm giving a lesson on rearing queens here, but if you're familiar with beekeeping, you understand my perspective on producing queens by how many different directions you can go here between the top bar hive and the Langstroths and producing new queens. You can split the hives as long as you have the queens already, by moving different bees in different directions. If on this particular hive, when I take it outside and put bees in it, I have a deep that's got a hive of bees that I installed this spring. All I'm going to do is set that deep with those bees right on top of this. Then we'll be able to migrate down through the top bars like I showed you, and start building natural comb throughout the top bar hive. This system allows, I believe, and I'm only in my second year, but it allows the hobbyist beekeeper or even a beekeeper with years of experience to manipulate the bees in a lot of different ways in regards to recreational beekeeping or maybe even commercial beekeeping. I'm not a commercial beekeeper, but I think this has an application for that too. It certainly wouldn't make a migratory hive. We all know that because the comb wouldn't stand up to the traveling and beating of the highway. So as far as me being in California and using them for pollination services, I don't think they're practical for that, but they're certainly practical for the backyard beekeeper who wants to maintain his colony, produce his own queens, and enjoy this as a hobby. Langstroth has 100 years of service plus in its design. So it's kind of foolproof. So that was one of the reasons I believe that making the top bar hive compatible to the Langstroth was a plus. And it's certainly going to be interesting for me personally to see my bees produce natural comb and be able to inspect the hive with natural comb versus having the foundation comb. There's a lot of talk about comb size and bee size nowadays in regards to the baromet. This may even allow the beekeeper to regress his bees down to a smaller comb size because they will be producing natural comb down here. Of course, he would have to offset the Langstroth with the proper size comb up here. But it would be another process and another capability for the hobbyist beekeeper to study and learn more about bees in that respect. This is something I got into. I learned about through a lot of hours of listening to podcasts, and I am thrilled with my invention here. I've researched, I know other beekeepers have talked about this application. I've heard them say you can put a Langstroth on top of a top bar hive, but I haven't actually seen anybody do it as a practice. So I want to introduce this to everybody. I also want to acknowledge the people that were kind enough to put their information out there for me so that I can learn bees and be able to introduce this. The first one I got information was from Studio Bee Live, David Burns. He has a complete website with tons of information, very helpful individual. The Wildlife Pro Network, which is on iTunes. Organically Managed Beekeeper is on iTunes. Mother Earth News, Bubba Botanicals, the Beekeeping Podcast, and the Beekeeper's Corner were all sites that I got information from. My company is California Newbies. This is a modified top bar hive is what I'm calling it, because it is modified from everything else I've seen so that it can be compatible with Langstroth. For more information, my website is California_cabsurfer@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're interested, and maybe we can all learn from each other in the future some more. Thank you.